and staff show off their homecoming spirit.
Plus, the collegiate choir shows off their skills. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for November 9th, 2011. I'm Judson Garner.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. Earlier this week, a warning about a case of tuberculosis on campus put many students on alert about their possible contraction to the disease. Today, Rachel Ellis hit the campus to get students' reaction of the thought of TB on campus.
A mass student email Monday morning has students concerned for their health. The Dean of Student Services sent the email informing students about a case of tuberculosis on campus, and now the Alabama Department of Public Health has moved in.
It's our policy at the Department of Public Health to immediately initiate a contact investigation that would notify the people who are closest to the individual.
Some students say they're not too worried. Others are scared of the possibilities.
Kind of, because people are starting to get sick, you know, and I kind of wonder, is it TB?
I was surprised because, you know, we had to take a test before we came here for the TB, so it was kind of a shock to know that it was a case actually here.
I just figured if it was as big of a deal as some people might think that it would be, then they would make it into that big of a deal.
This student says she knows the person with TB.
I took a blood test yesterday.
And she's concerned because she's ridden the crowded university shuttles, and the germs are spread through the air.
Are you worried? Just a little bit.
The Department of Public Health is testing students and faculty in the Trojan Center ballrooms, and the best way to keep safe for now is to think smart.
It's still a scare, but, you know, you just have to protect yourself, you know, wash your hands, make sure that, you know, you're doing all you can do to not have it. But it's good to go ahead and get tested just in case.
It's bad. I mean, you could die from it if it's not treated.
Rachel Ellis, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Any student who may be concerned that they have contracted tuberculosis can get tested all this week at the station setup in the Trojan Center ballrooms.
The sounds of a choir singing in a church sanctuary may seem like just a Sunday occurrence, but last night, one Troy University choir took its talents off campus to entertain music fans. Tuesday night at the First United Methodist Church, Troy University's collegiate singers performed.
Well, this is our fall concert for the semester. The students have been working since the beginning of school to prepare the music for tonight's concert, and audience members will hear a variety of songs and styles, and so tonight's just our opportunity to share our music making with the community.
The fall concert is one of the collegiate singers' most look forward to performances of the year, and it's something these students and alumni take very seriously.
Well, we started back in September when we started school, and we've been going through week by week, getting prepared for the concert.
Every day in class we go through a procedure with warm-ups, and we have to learn our music, and most of it's memorized, and we also have to learn like some choreography steps like we'll be processing in, so we have to learn those steps as well. You go through learning the music first, and then we add words and texture and that kind of stuff.
But the collegiate choir's goal with their performance went beyond just entertaining the audience.
I just want people to understand how big of a joy and how big of a important thing music is, and it's just a good way to bring everybody closer together in such a unique way.
I want them to feel refreshed. I want them to feel alive. I want them to just have a wonderful aesthetic experience and enjoy the music that we're creating for them. And leave, if they came here with baggage, I hope that they've been able to put it aside and leave a little happier.
The collegiate singers' next performance will be The Sound of the Seasons, December 1st in the Claudia Crosby Theater. Well, Bailey, all this week, Troy University students are competing in homecoming competitions.
That's right, Judson, but today faculty and staff got in on the fun with a little Trojan-themed competition of their own. Christina Cook has the details.
Love was definitely in the air for many Troy faculty and staff members as they presented their theme-decorated doors and offices for the Campus Spirit Day competition.
Well, this is the Spirit Judging Contest during Homecoming Week, and this is where the faculty and staff gets to participate in part of the activities during Homecoming Week, and they decorate their doors, their hallways, their entire offices in the Trojan theme for the love of Troy. Well, we're looking for, of course, the use of Troy's colors, the use of the theme for the love of Troy, and then overall spirit of the competition.
With the first place title at stake, many departments got creative with their displays for the competition.
We entered the competition for the homecoming office, door, and department decoration. On this end of the department, we have concentrated on Sweetheart Dance. The building as a whole has won 3 times. Last year, this department came in second, but I'm hoping to get that first place this year.
Troy University faculty and staff members expressed their love for Troy with festive decorations, but for many, the love for Troy means so much more.
Well, I love Troy's hometown feel. I grew up here. I grew up on this campus, actually, over in the lab school. That's where the Adams Administration Building is now. So I was here from first grade through 6th grade and then back here for college. And I just love that there's a sense of history, there's a sense of family, and then there's a sense of just adventure that's on this campus. You know, you never know what's going to happen next.
Christina, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And the first place winners of the Spirit Day competition were Marketing Communications in Category 1, the College of Education in Category 2, and Trio in Category 3.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, Jefferson County commissioners plan to resume their discussions of a possible settlement to the county's massive sewer debt. The commission met for about 4 hours yesterday before agreeing to meet again this afternoon to discuss the $3.14 billion debt.
Alabama is getting jobs tied to Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. Jack Daniel's parent company, Brown-Forman Corporation, has announced plans to open a mill in Stevenson that will produce white oak material for whiskey barrels. The new mill is supposed to employ more than 30 people.
The man accused of poisoning the historic oak trees at Auburn's Toomer's Corner is set for a March trial. Lee County Circuit Court Judge Jacob A. Walker III has scheduled Harvey A. Updike Jr.'s trial for the criminal court session beginning March 5th.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, there's a new meaning behind the Trojans football team's Search for Six slogan. Daniel Percival will begin to explain next in sports.
But first, the legendary Penn State coach made an announcement today that left many in shock. Stay tuned for more.
Penn State coach Joe Paterno retires, and now there's a call for the university president to resign. I'm Drew Levinson in State College, Pennsylvania. That story coming up.
If you can learn one thing in life, especially if you go into business, it's how to communicate and how to work with others. And I do think Troy taught me that.
Troy reaches out to people who they see their commitment to public service.
Troy just attracts students that want to give back to the community, that want to give back all across the world.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. We want to enable our students to go out into this world and make a difference.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
The legendary head coach of Penn State's football team says he will retire at the end of the season.
And now many on campus want the president to leave. Drew Levinson reports from State College, Pennsylvania.
Jerry Sandusky's image is no longer on a mural at Penn State. The artist painted over it. The former assistant football coach is charged with sexually molesting 8 boys over 15 years. Students are also demanding the president of the university, Graham Spanier, step down immediately. The outcry comes after head football coach Joe Paterno told players he would leave at the end of the season.
Actually, this is probably the first time I ever seen him cry, and I actually almost got teary-eyed myself.
In a statement, the 84-year-old Paterno said, "It is one of the great sorrows of my life. With the benefit of hindsight, I wish I had done more." In 2002, a student assistant told Paterno he saw Sandusky molest a boy in a shower on campus. Paterno told his superiors, but he did not call police. The university's board of trustees could still ask Paterno to step down immediately. Members are having meetings, and they have promised swift and direct action. Pennsylvania's governor, who is also the former attorney general, plans to attend a trustee meeting on Friday.
He who preys on a child is the worst type of person in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
2 school administrators have already resigned and are facing criminal charges. Drew Levinson, CBS News, State College, Pennsylvania.
And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports.
Well, Danielle, this week is homecoming, and that means a home football game, and it kind of feels like we haven't seen one of those in a while.
That's right. The football team has been on the road for a couple of weeks now, but with it being homecoming week, there's going to be a lot of Trojan sports action, so let's get into it. Well, at the beginning of football season, we were discussing the search for 6. Who knew that'd go from the search for the 6th straight Sun Belt Conference championship to the search for 6 wins on the season? The window of opportunity for the team to get to 6 wins is closing, and they'll have to grab a W this week to stay in the hunt. And with homecoming activities surrounding the game, the key is to stay focused. The Trojan football team will be in action this weekend at home for the first time since October 15th, nearly a month ago. During the past month, the Trojans have had an abnormal schedule. A Tuesday night matchup at FIU gave the Trojans 2 Saturdays off and extra time to prepare for a long road trip to play Navy. But returning home means returning to normalcy, right? Well, it's not such a normal week after all. It's homecoming, and that means more activities and the possibility of more distractions around campus. And head coach Larry Blakeney says it's his job to keep the team focused on the game.
A lot of activities, got to be careful, and I'm going to try to shut that off. Just to be honest, I'm going to try to shut that off. And I love these students, and I love the fun they have, and we got a great student body. But I'm going to try to shut it off to our players if I possibly can.
The Trojans are coming off their 4th straight loss this season and have never lost 5 straight in 21 years under Blakeney. He knows his team needs as few distractions as possible.
Well, it's very obvious that we need focus. It's enough just with the normal social life on campus. There's plenty to do, and there's plenty of distractions. I'm trying to close it out as much as I can, especially late in the week. I think we'll at least be at a point where we'll know that we've had a chance to prepare our hearts for the fight.
But despite the distractions, wide receiver Justin Albert says the key is teamwork.
Togetherness. We just got to stick together, one play at a time, one down at a time, one game at a time.
The homecoming game against North Texas is scheduled for a noon kickoff, with Trojan Walk beginning at 9:45. So Trojan fans rise and shine to greet the players as they make their way to the stadium. Coming off of 3 straight losses and having only won 1 match out of their last 6, the Trojan volleyball team will be looking to end the season on a strong note. The Trojans began the season 6-0 in Sartain Hall, but have dropped their last 4 in front of the home crowd. The chance to even that record comes this weekend as the team will finish off the regular season facing Florida Atlantic and Florida International. FAU will be the Trojans' opponent on Friday night at 5, and Saturday evening the volleyball team will round out the homecoming sports on Saturday as they take on the FIU Golden Panthers at 7 o'clock. The Trojan men's basketball team saw their first action on the court Tuesday night and picked up their first W. However, that win won't be counted on the record book as it was an exhibition match. But the Trojans officially open up the season Friday night against Texas Tech in the first game of the season that will count in the books. This team only has 3 starters returning, including junior point guard Will Weathers, who says despite this team being young, they do have potential.
The team can shoot. So I just get everybody in their position, they run to their spots, and they spot up and they hit the jumper. It's pretty much the same as last year, but I think these group of guys are a little bit more energetic and they're more eager to learn, more eager to play defense and hustle. And I really love this team. I feel like this team is going to really be special and surprise some people.
The Trojans open up the regular season Friday night in Lubbock, Texas against the Red Raiders. Tip-off is set for 8:30. And while the women's team hasn't taken the court against an opponent yet, their opportunity is approaching. The team will be in action on Sunday afternoon in a doubleheader with the men to round off the homecoming weekend. Though the team hasn't hit the court for a game just yet, they have been practicing for nearly a month, and head coach Michael Murphy says this team will be ready to go.
Well, I'm hoping that the real strength of this team will be its work ethic, and that's what's going to carry us through. Some days you're going to have good offense, some days you're going to have bad offense, but your work ethic is what will allow you to get through those days by playing solid fundamental defense. Defense keeps you in every game, so that's really what we're hoping the strength of this team will be. On the other hand, we've experienced some injuries early, which has limited some of our depth, and that is a concern.
The women's team will take the floor for their first matchup Sunday against Winthrop at 1. So Jets and Bailey, as you can see, lots of Trojan sports action that's going to be here on campus. So with homecoming coming up, there are going to be lots of opportunities for alumni to come back and support the Trojans. It's not just football that they can experience.
That's right. Well, best of luck to all the teams, and we're looking forward to homecoming.
That's right. We're hoping to bring back a win.
Definitely. Thank you, Danielle.
Thanks. Coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll take a look and see what will be in the pages of this week's student newspaper, the Metropolitan.
But first, it's been a cloudy day, but will we see rain tonight? Bree?
Well, we have been experiencing those cloudy conditions all day, but the conditions may change later on tonight. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
Hi, I'm Mia Hamm. As a professional soccer player and a future soccer mom, I know how fun and rewarding sports can be. I also know how frustrating it is when you're sidelined by an injury. So I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to ask young athletes to play it safe when playing sports. I spent years training to become a world-class athlete. I know what it takes to become an expert on the field. Orthodontists understand this too. They're experts in their field, helping kids and adults obtain healthy, beautiful smiles. They want to help athletes prevent injuries and stay in the game. It only takes a second to get hurt, and too many athletes are risking injury because they're not properly equipped during games and practices. Wear the right protective gear like mouth guards, face masks, and helmets. Your first line of defense against preventable injuries. Play it safe, achieve your goals, and keep smiling. Visit braces.org.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Troy University's official student newspaper, the Metropolitan, comes out every Thursday to give us a look at what will be in tomorrow's edition of the Trop. Here's Perspectives editor Ed Bailey.
Good evening, Troy University. Here's what you can expect to see in this week's edition of the Trop. News will have the inside scoop on the suspected tuberculosis case and what students can do to protect themselves. Features will have a student spotlight and will break down the anatomy of homecoming week. Arts and Entertainment offers a closer look at the Roots Gallery on display at the Johnson Center for the Arts. Sports will offer a new insight on Sartain Hall, as well as preview the Trojans' upcoming clash against North Texas. And that's tomorrow's Trop Today. I'm Perspectives editor Ed Bailey.
Now Bree Sanders joins us with weather.
So Bree, we've seen the cloudy conditions all day long, and a lot of people are wondering, is it ever going to rain? And I mean, is that going to change tonight? Can we expect any rain?
Well, we have been experiencing those cloudy conditions all week as well as today, and we may have a slight chance of rain in our near future, but I'll get into that in just a moment. Let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that it's partly cloudy outside, so whether you're headed home from work or you're headed out to go get an early dinner, you might want to keep a light jacket with you just in case, because those temperatures will be cooling down a little bit. Looking at our current conditions, right now we have cloudy skies, temperatures at 72 degrees, dew points at 57 degrees, humidity is at 59%, barometers at almost 30 inches and falling. Winds are coming in from the southwest at 6 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 73, low tonight will be 46. There was no rain today, sun rises at 6:08 a.m. and it should set at 4:48 p.m. Let's take a look at our temperatures around the state. We see Huntsville coming in at 62, Birmingham at 67, Montgomery with 72, as well as Troy and Phoenix City at 72, Dothan with 73, and Mobile coming in with the lowest at 63. Looking at our current temperatures across the southeast, we see in our area we're experiencing about some mid-50-degree weather, but as we move throughout the southeast, that weather trend kind of scatters. Georgia experiencing some upper 60s, the Carolinas in the lower 70s to mid-60s, and Florida getting up to the lower 80s, a lot warmer than what we've been seeing lately. Looking at our temperatures across the United States, on the west coast we see they're experiencing some mid 60-degree weather. But as we head into the Midwest, we see that weather trend cools down about 20 degrees cooler than what everybody else is experiencing. And looking at the current surface map, they have a few high pressure systems here bringing in that heavy to moderate rain, another reason for those very cool temperatures. Taking a closer look at our area, we see that we'll be experiencing some moisture systems later on tonight, about a 20% chance of rain. We do see that cold front that came through yesterday bringing in those cooler temperatures tonight, just to keep that light jacket with you on hand. Precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours. We see in our area we shouldn't be experiencing much rain, but if we do, it'll be about a 10% chance of rain or so, maybe half an inch, and as well as the rest of the east as well. Taking a closer look at our area, we see that rain is just below us right here, so we could be okay for tonight. Moving into Thursday, we see that we shouldn't be experiencing any rain, but we will have, it will be very windy, bringing in those cool temperatures. As we head into Friday, that wind should clear out. We should get those warm temperatures coming back into our area. No rain. As we move into Saturday for our big game day, we can go out and support those Trojans. Still no rain. A very clear Saturday to enjoy the football game. As we close the weekend, still no rain, but as we look to the east of us, we see that rain looking like it may be heading into our area for the beginning of next week, so that's something to look out for. For tonight's forecast, we have mostly cloudy skies, a 20% chance of rain, light winds coming in from the northwest at 12 miles per hour with a low of 46. So much like last night, it won't be very cold, but you might want to keep that light jacket on hand just in case. For tomorrow's forecast, we do have the clouds in the morning, but as we move throughout the afternoon, the sun will rise, bringing in a few cooler temperatures because of the chance of rain tonight, with the winds coming in from the northwest at 6 miles per hour with a high of 64. For the class outlook tomorrow at about 7 a.m., it should be about 48 degrees, so you might want to keep that jacket with you. It'll be a little cool, but as we move throughout the rest of the day, we see it warms up to about 63, about 7 degrees cooler than what we've seen today, so we might have that fall weather come in and try to stay. For our 4-day forecast, on tomorrow, we have a high of 64 with a low of 32. Friday, we have a high of 65 with that low of 31. Saturday for game day, we have that high of 70 with a low of 38, and Sunday that high of 74. So Judson, it looked like we may be experiencing a little bit of rain, but not so much. And those fall temperatures will come for now, but it does look like they'll warm up for the rest of the week, though.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a pretty clear homecoming weekend.
We do.
Too.
Go out and support the Trojans.
All right, thanks, Bree.
You're welcome. Thanks.